My father has somehow found me after disowning me. What should I do? This is a throwaway account. If you're wondering about a lack of information, it's because I hate thinking about this fucked up situation. I'll give a very brief description of why this matters so much to me. My ex-girlfriend cheated on me, and after I found out and confronted her about it, she got scared and told nearly everybody we knew that I had raped her to cover up her cheating. I was placed in custody during the investigation, however released as there was no evidence. My parents had already disowned me and most of my friends had distanced themselves from me. I wasn't even proved innocent by a jury, so my parents still believed me to be a rapist who had gotten lucky. My best friend began to help me behind their backs and I ran away. I had nothing to lose as nobody liked or even approached me, and my college barred me from attending lessons, only emailing me the work and bringing me in for exams. I went as far away from that town as I could and got an apartment after working in some community jobs for some money and managed to sort of stabilize myself. I decided to change my name after a while cause I came to hate looking at it for some reason. I still don't know why. This helped me start a new slate and I made a few new friends when I went into uni. Again, I don't know why I did this. I'm still in truckloads of debt and was incredibly poor looking back. I finished my degree in teaching and moved far away to a country on the opposite side of the globe where I live now. I got a nice apartment and settled down in my new job. I eventually met a girl who turned out to become my now wife. I originally couldn't trust her, and after realizing how much patience she had with me, I would flinch if she tried to touch me or I'd start fidgeting when she'd get close. I fell head over heels for her. She eventually gave birth to my twin daughter and son, who I adore and will defend to the edge of the universe. Her family got used to me very quickly, considering I was a foreigner and not very trusted. They treated me well and I sort of remembered how a loving family actually is. Now I'm living in a nice house with both of my children and wife and we're very happy. That is until last night, where I was playing on our PlayStation with my son while my wife and daughter were in the garden. There's a knock on the door and lo and behold, my father is there. He smiled weakly and began to speak, but I slammed the door so hard I scared my son. I took him to his room and called for my wife to take my daughter to her bed. She was freaking out and so was I. My father kept knocking on the door and I just broke down in the moment. My wife comforted me, then answered the door for me. She asked who he was and he said he was my father. I had given my wife a vague background of me and she had nothing but sorrow for me. She looked pissed understandably and began to scream at my father for abandoning me and whatnot. After she calmed down, I told her to let him in and for her to go to her kid's bedroom and keep them busy while I talked to my dad. He said that he was doing my ex-girlfriend a favor by clearing some stuff on her phone, and while he was clearing out some messages on her phone, he saw a conversation between her and the guy she was cheating on me with, basically expressing the guilt for ruining my life and that she wanted to take it all back. My father didn't confront her as he wasn't ready to bring back a dead situation, but silently began to hunt for me to tell me that he believed me. I don't even know how he found me, but I don't care cause he's here. Now for the part I need help on. I don't know what to do. I've considered my options alone after walking through some random streets and I've come to some conclusions, but I'm not sure what the best decision is. 1. Turn him away and tell him to go back to our country and leave me alone. 2. Reconcile with him and tell my mother. If there is a better option which you have, then please let me know. I'm stressing out hard here and I'm planning to take the day off work tomorrow. My father is in an apartment nearby, so I'll probably go to him with my answer. Thanks in advance. Update: my father has somehow found me after disowning me. What should I do? Hi everyone. I'm sorry that I haven't said anything recently, but I came to the decision that I would not reconcile with my father. I simply couldn't find it in myself to forgive him. Some of you might want a story, so here's how it went down the day after I made the post. I visited my father in his hotel and I told him that I wouldn't reconcile with him or anything like that. He had tears in his eyes but was understanding. He said he told my mother about her and cut my ex-girlfriend off from the family entirely. I asked him why there was still contact, as many of you questioned, and he said that she apparently felt too guilty to really let us go. I'm not too inclined to believe it, as were many of you, but it's closure enough for me. Apparently my mother didn't take the news too well and tried to get my phone number, but my father didn't let in. Not sure what I could really trust, given that I feel most of it is just a ploy to get me back into their lives, but after they threw me out onto the streets like a rabid dog, it just makes me sick. My son did end up asking who was at the door, but I told him that it was a colleague. I plan to tell both of them what happened to me in my past when they're older or going through tough times, to let them know that I understand. We're all fine. It shook me up a bit, but I hope I have my father's word and him keeping my new life a secret. If anything else happens, I'll keep you updated, but I think the matter is resolved for now. Thank you all so much for the support and good words. If anybody you know has gone through the things I have, be there for them. You cannot throw them to the streets, always stay alongside them and make sure they're happy, even if they have to move across the planet to be so.